Hi, I'm Veronica. I'm a somatic yoga teacher and Thai massage therapist. I have for you a really short practice where you can see how the breath could aid you in movement. And we'll do it on the example of a spinal twist. First of all, get yourself seated. You might want to choose to sit on the chair. Or, like me, you could sit on a cushion or on a couple of blocks and make sure that this is a comfortable, stable base for you. Before you even start, you could do a couple of pelvic tilts just so that you know that where you eventually land is somewhere where you're giving the weight directly down through your sit bones and the spine is in its neutral position, which means it has all its natural curves. You might even make some really tiny circles with the head so that it finds the lightest spot at the top of the head, of the spine. And then try to give the weight of your arms down to your legs. You could stay here for a couple of breaths, noticing what the breath does, how it travels through the body. That means the expansion, the 360 degrees expansion on each inhale, and then the release on the exhale. So on the exhale, everything comes back towards the midline of the body. All right. Now you can move your arms out to the side and bend your elbows so that they are in that shape of a cactus, 90 degrees roughly. And even before we begin with the spinal twist, you might want to notice how easy it is for you to move right and left without pushing. So what is that range of movement where you don't even get towards the zone where you need to push or strive, where this movement is still completely comfortable? Okay, so this is for you to notice and to feel from within. How does it feel? After a while, we're going to go for the main thing. So you could wait until your arms lift on the inhale, and then you could again make them rest in that shape. Now take an inhale and start twisting, rotating from the base of the spine only to that place, again, only to that moment where you feel it's still perfectly comfortable for you. Check that you're not leaning forward or sideways, that you still remain within your central axis, and that you're not leading that twist with your head. So if you wanted to check where is your chin now and nose, it's in one line with your sternum. And now you're going to move with the breath. So it's the inhale and exhale to notice how much more space can get created in your chest. Maybe but by that time you could release the arms, but check that you don't have that tendency to push or pull or prop yourself with the arms. They're completely loose. They don't do anything. Your head also is not leading. It still stays in one line with your sternum. And then when you exhale, it's not that you try to push yourself somewhere. It is really noticing that change of pressure in the chambers of the chest and the belly creates some extra space which you can then enter, which is available to you. So it's not so much doing as an undoing. It's not the neck, it's not the shoulders. It's like a corkscrew action of your spine and the space being created through the breath itself on each exhale. Check for any unnecessary tension in the belly, in the shoulders, in the face. It should be numb. Eventually, you will reach the end range of this movement, and then you can come back to the center. And maybe for a little test, you can again bend the elbows at 90 degrees and move right and left a couple of times. And you might notice that it's much easier to move to that side that you just worked on. So let's test the other side. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhale to bend the elbows, the neck, the nose, the chin, and the sternum stay in one line. You can inhale and exhale only to the point where it's still perfectly comfortable when you're not pushing beyond any limit. And then stay there. You could release the arms, but check that you are not going to use them, prop them, tense them. They are not your lever. You're using only that corkscrew motion of your spine. You might reestablish where you are in space. Maybe your head moved somewhere forward or something else happened. And then you're keeping the nose in line with the sternum. Take an inhale. Use the exhale to find some space. Arms do nothing, neck does nothing. And it's not a push, it is taking that invitation, using the space that is already there and getting in it. Check for any tension. Check for where is your head in space. And keep on watching. Watching out for that space being created with each exhale. When you reach the end range without pushing, you return. Final check. But in range of movement and the ease of this movement is now very different than before I started. This is just one of examples how you can get farther without pushing and using the natural forces available to you. I hope that you enjoyed. There are plenty of similar short videos in this channel, so please don't forget to subscribe. I share one video every Monday morning.